Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for Wednesday, the 15th of May. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heat map courtesy of FinViz. So mixed markets today, but utilities were up yesterday. Today they were down. Some dip buyers came in and bought some Apple today as the China worries kind of abated for the day, for the session. The Dow Jones was up 207 points after being down 600 and change yesterday. The transports were up 149, Nasdaq up 87, the S&P up 23 points. We did hold above 2,800 on the S&P 500, a number that everybody's watching. Google was down 1% on the day. Microsoft up 1% on the day. Banks got a little bit of buying here. Bank America up 1.33% on this name, and Apple was up 1.5%. So a bounce in Apple after getting hit yesterday on the negative China trade talk news yesterday. But stocks bounced as trade talks are going to be continuing. President Trump was out tweeting that the trade talks are still ongoing, and he feels good about where they're headed, and he thinks that they're going to be successful. So then the news algos grabbed onto that and moved the markets up a little bit today. Let's get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and take a look at the SPY action for today. So at the open, we had a little bit of indecision going on. We had a tough time getting through this 283. Finally, we got up above it and we pushed up to about the 285 area. We did kind of fade off into the close here. We are stabilizing in the after hours currently. It's about 6:20 p.m. Eastern time as I'm doing this video for the SPY. Let's take a look at it on the daily chart. So as you can see, folks were watching this 280 spot. So we came about down to about the midpoint of yesterday's candle. We held, but we are still below the 50 SMA, and we came up and we touched the 5 EMA here on my daily chart, which is at 285.15 area. We came up to that, and then we kind of faded off into the close here. So a recovery by the bulls, but still a tentative recovery here. The Qs, kind of the same action, right? They popped us up, remain below the 50 SMA here on the Qs. The Dow Jones 30, trying to hold the 200 SMA here, but still below the 5 EMA, the momentum moving averages, and we have the 10 and the 20 up ahead. The 10 is possibly crossing the 50 SMA here on the Dow Jones 30. The IWM also same thing, below the 50 SMA, trying to hold above this 150 and the 100 SMAs on the daily chart. Both of those, the 150 SMA is at 150.69. The 100 SMA is at 150.78. So we'll call it around that 150.75 spot is what they're trying to hold right now. But this also remains below the moving average. As far as performance for the day, to the upside, we got a little bit of a bounce in the OIH finally. But the chart still looks real negative here. It did bounce up to the 5 EMA, still below it. That was up 3.33%. The SMH bounced today. The semiconductors still remain below the 50 and the 5 EMA. The marijuana ETF, the MJ, bounced a little bit, trying to hold this 200 green line moving average here, but still below the 5 EMA on that one. KWeb bounced about 2% to the downside. Some of the air came out of the VIX. Once again, we'll show you that on the weekly. I showed it to you yesterday also. So now we're back below that 20 number. We have an 18 handle on the VIX. So a little bit of the fear being coming out of the market today. JNUG was down almost 2% on the day. The TLT was down fractionally for the day. Over in our sector performance for the day, the XOP, the energy stocks were up. The XOP, the oil and gas exploration ETF, but not, a nice 2% move here, but not much action here. It needs to get back above at least 30 on the XOP. So actually, the API numbers came out after the bell tonight, the API, and that affected crude oil. So crude oil is moving down a little bit in the after hours. It was a build on the API numbers. I'll get you that. So let's see. Data showing a larger build than expected on the API. The crude build was 8.6 million barrels, so USO moving it down a little bit in the after hours tonight. Let's go ahead and get into the news box, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. And we'll look at some of the news that came out after the bell tonight. It's a really good service, by the way, the Trade Exchange. They audio the news throughout the day. So check them out, thetradeexchange.com. Very reasonably priced. AUPH, earnings per share beat, revenue miss on that one. So let's take a look. AUPH, not really affecting the stock too much. Agilent is down in the after hours. They lowered their guidance also. They missed by a penny, revenue miss on Agilent, letter A. So they also, like I said, if I scroll through it, they lowered their guidance coming up. We also had Tilray. Earnings per share came in line, revenue beat for TLRY. And that stock moving up in the after hours this evening on Tilray. EGHT, earnings per share missed by a penny, revenue beat. YOGA, Yoga, had earnings come out after the bell. Let's check it out. Popping up a little bit. It's an under $1 name on Yoga. NEWR, earnings per share beat by 7 cents, beats on revenue, NEWR. That's in the software sector. They moving that one down, so they didn't like something in that report. SUNW, earnings per share miss by 14 cents, misses on revenue. This one had a big run into the earnings report and moving down in the after hours, but it was on a tear the last few weeks on SUNW, but earnings miss there. SLGG, a recent IPO that has been very strong. SLGG, this one misses by 4 cents but beats on revenue for that name. Tilray jumped 6% after they reported their quarter one results. Cool, earnings per share in line, misses on revenue there. 3D CEO purchased 29,000 shares on DDD, so that coming out after the bell tonight, moving Triple D, 3D Systems up in the after hours. So at 8.22 was his price on those for 3D. Here's your API numbers that came out after the bell for oil. Was a build of 8.6 million on that. ARCI is moving up in the after hours. ARCI. Let's see. The 10Q came out. Agreement for sale of recycling business. The company has signed a non-binding exclusive letter of intent with potential buyer who has commenced their due diligence. So ARCI, maybe a strategic move here. So ARCI up in the after hours this evening. Just wanted to check, and I think Agilent, here it is. Agilent down about 8% after hours on quarter two miss and revenue guidance cut. So that's what's driving Agilent down. INSP I had some news here. Let's check out the chart, INSP. Not much in the way of after hours movement on that one. We'll scroll down. Here's some of your top insider purchases that came out after hours tonight. So we talked about 3D Systems, DHR. You see some insider purchases going on there. Just looking for some of the interesting ones here. Let's see. FPay Director purchased 166,000 shares on FPAY. That stock is an under $1 name, up a little bit in the after hours. So you can read the rest for yourself. ATSG Director purchased 25,000 shares. ASTG. Let me get that right. ATSG, sorry about that, pardon me. So ATSG, they had an insider purchase of 25,000 shares, not affecting the stock too much right now. And this news courtesy of the Trade Exchange. We caught Uber today in the service at Zozo StockWatch for a nice reversal. Caught Uber at 37.20. It's still moving up here. Moved up into the close. We were holding some. Came all the way up to 40 bucks on Uber. We also traded MAXR. We took it coming over $8.04. Actually traded this thing 3 times today. MAXR. The first time it came up over $8. Then it pulled back on me. So I got back out. Then the second time it came up over $8. I think I made about 10 cents on it. The first time I think I made about 10 cents. The second time 10 cents came back at me. Then I tried it again over this 804, 805 spot, and the third time was the charm on this one. Went all the way up to $8.75. Here's the alert on MAXR over $8.04, 7.95 stop. Alerted over the microphone also, and third time was the charm on that one. We didn't really trade too many stocks today. Caught a little trade in Tilray after hours tonight. Didn't want to overdo it. The market was choppy when it first opened up this morning, but overall we had a good day, a nice green day. Uber being kind to us with that big move up, and MAXR percentage-wise gave us a real nice trade. Trying to see, ACB is supposed to report earnings after the bell tonight, but I don't think they've released their numbers yet. I'm looking to see if ACB has reported. And I don't see anything on Twitter. If anybody sees anything on ACB for their earnings, please put it down in the comments for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into the watch list. I don't really have a big watch list because I don't know what we're walking into for tomorrow. So first one, I'll be watching is this ACB, depending on how their earnings are going to be. So ACB will be on watch for tomorrow. TLRY, they had earnings after the bell showing some strength here. So Tilray will be on watch. And, maybe some of the other cannabis names will start moving around tomorrow. CGC, CRON, Hexo. So all these names will be on watch tomorrow. Looks like Hexo had a strong close. Finally got up over folks in my room in my service. Hey, Hexo, finally in the after hours. We were watching this to get up over 695. Didn't do anything. And then in the after hours, they got it up over 695. There's the move up. So we'll be watching Hexo tomorrow. APHA, let's check that one out. So, you have this kind of a continuous move down here in APHA. At some point, it's going to become maybe cheap enough where folks get interested. Maybe you also get a little bit of short covering this kind of falling wedge pattern. It's trying to hold around this 675 area, so that'll be on watch for tomorrow. So basically the cannabis names. NBEV will also be on watch on that one. NBEV, we'll keep an eye on this one. IGC has been beaten down. You have this falling wedge pattern here trying to hold around the 100 SMA. You might want to keep an eye on that one. It's been beaten down from about $3 all the way down to about $1.20. So keep an eye on that one. Maybe you get a little bit of a bounce in it. ACHN will be on watch. We had 1.1 million shares. You have that $3 area up ahead on ACHN, so I'll keep that one on watch for tomorrow. ARCI making a nice move in the after hours, so we'll keep this on watch. Maybe we get a pullback or something in it for an entry on that one. ATHX also had a nice strong day today, 2.7 million shares. The high on this name was $1.82, so I'll be watching this one. Like the volume, expanding volume that's coming into this name, and we are getting above the 200 SMA now. Buyers were in control pretty much the whole day. A nice strong candle there. BGFV, this one was popping up, 1.8 million shares, came right up to the declining 50 SMA here, but maybe worth a watch if we can get up over that 50 SMA, which is around 301. So keep it on watch. BPTH, did not catch this for myself, but big move up here out of nowhere. BPTH moving up, closed at $18 in the after hours, got as high as $19. It's a tricky trader, but we'll have it on watch for tomorrow. CMRX has been making a nice strong move. Another name getting up, breaking out above the 200 SMA, 1.6 million shares. So I like this action, maybe a red to green type of move. MAXR, we'll continue to watch this one. Could just be getting started. Now, it's been a beaten down name, right? MAXR. Like I said, we played it 3 times today. Couple of times we got about a dime out of it, and then the third time we got the real nice move out of it, MAXR, so that'll be on watch. Let's see, I saw MEAT moving up in the regular session today, MEET, 1.8 million shares. It's been crushed, right, MEAT, so I'll keep an eye on it. It's not a favorite of mine, but maybe a bottom being trying to be put in there. If you like the under $1 names, big volume came into this NBY today, has that 75 cents number up ahead. So if you like those under $1 names, keep an eye on it. NVAX also trying to maybe make a turn here. Now this recently did a 1 for 20 reverse split. Big expanding volume, 6.2 million shares. So keep an eye on that one. Tilray we talked about. Uber will be trading Uber options will be trading tomorrow, he tried to say. So Uber will be on watch. Lyft will be on watch tomorrow. What else do I have? VSLR in the solar space, bouncing off of the 20 SMA. Let's see if there's any kind of continuation move in that name. YRIV, another one of these under $1 names, very strong into the close, holding up pretty well into the close here and moving up. So, another beaten down name here, but maybe trying to turn the corner. I don't know if you like these under $1 names. Maybe if it breaks a buck, it might really get going. So YRIV. So we'll end the video there. I don't want to keep you too long tonight. It's about 17 minutes after the video. So a little bit of recovery for the bulls, but still a lot of work to do here yet. We are holding above the 200 SMA on the SPY here. Everybody's watching that 280, 2800 on the SPX. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And also we are going to keep an eye on our trade ideas, scanners tomorrow in the morning, to see if we could come up with some ideas off of that, which we do usually find. And ACB, still no release of their earnings that I see on ACB. And by the way, the futures opened up around 6 o'clock. The Dow futures up about 12, the S&P futures up 2, and the NASDAQ futures up 5. All right, folks, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Have a good day trading tomorrow. If you'd like to come and check out my service, it's $30 for 30 days for your first month.